Good morning to you all. It's the first day of summer here in New York City, June 21st, 2012. And it's really unseasonably hot, but I wouldn't want to put any challenge to global warming skeptics to say that it's the hottest. June 21st, 20th and 21st on record. I don't want to do that because we all know that's just coincidence, and that human beings have nothing to do with the fact that the weather in New York is scorchingly hot today on June 21st. I mean, it's supposed to be. I understand. Anyway, it is June 21st, and I'll be talking to you about more things in a minute. June 21st again. I am enjoying listening to a podcast called Best of the Left, which is run by a fellow named Jay Tomlinson. And it is a great antidote. Anecdote. What's the one that's like the medicine to fight something? Antidote? I believe so. It's a great antidote to Rush Limbaugh and all his conservative talk. His hopelessly conservative talk and selfishly right-wing Ayn Rand type thinking, which is hopeless. And Best of the Left, it just combines. You should get it. It's a podcast. Get it on your iPhone. Get it on your telephones. Get it from the App Store. And it's just a continual barrage of progressive and left-wing radio by a lot of people who are terrific. And it's usually not mean-spirited at all, and which I like. Because the mean-spirited attitude really doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. And from them, I've heard, through Best of the Left, I've come across The Young Turks, which is now a show on Current TV. Current TV being a very liberal-oriented television channel, which I love. And a fellow named Lee Camp, who is a blast. And Lee Camp has his podcast called A Moment of Clarity, which is an angry, profane rant about anything. And stuff that I almost always agree with him on. I was talking about Lee Camp of A Moment of Clarity, which can be found on leecamp.net and also on thebestoftheLeft.com. Oh no, The Best of the Left is a great blog, a very useful blog, which organizes and synthesizes what around a topic, what its what its, I guess, its producer, its leader, its owner, its what he decides is he organizes all these left-wing radio shows around a topic, and it's fascinating, really. It's great radio for those of you who are sick and tired of conservative religious radio. It's very intelligent, and it deals in science and thought. Now, people, if you're a right-wing conservative, you're going to just hate the show and don't bother to look at it, and you'll have everything against it. The naive, young, blah 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 blah. But it's an important radio show for those of us who believe in things like that society really should take care of its own, and there should be socialized medicine, there should be socialized education, which I believe firmly in, which Best of the Left organizes. It takes the best of, Rachel Maddow, who I adore. I love Rachel Maddow. My daughter has told me, well, Dad, you don't love Rachel Maddow. I know, but I love her anyway. I think she's just fabulous. Besides being attractive and pretty and fun to watch and with a great voice and a fabulous sense of humor and a deep sense of issues, she is a battler. She's a real battler, and I love her. Rachel Maddow, Lee Camp, The Young Turks, The Jon Stewart Show occasionally, and some great critiques by some of the most intelligent writers I've ever heard, or bloggers, as it were. And of course, conservatives will absolutely hate this show, so don't watch it. I came to this when I happened to be standing in the lobby of the Carlisle Hotel, and sitting on a chair was the ex-senator from New Jersey, Bill Bradley. I was frankly thrilled to see him, and I introduced myself, being a musician and everything. I thought I had a little more leeway in working there and stuff, and he was very, very nice. And I told him I had just driven in from Western New Jersey and happened to turn on Rush Limbaugh, and I was depressed as a result of listening to Rush Limbaugh. And Bill Bradley looked at me with a big smile and said, "Don't ever turn him on. Don't ever watch Rush Limbaugh. You can't do that." And I found that he's absolutely right. And then I found Best of the Left, which has just improved my spirits tremendously. So I've become a contributor, a subscriber, sent money in, believe it or not, me sending money. Clean those streets, baby, clean those streets. Yeah. I've become a subscriber to Best of the Left, and I'm now watching the Young Turks on Current TV and watching LeeCamp.net. LeeCamp, you should go to LeeCamp.net. He's a young guy. He's very funny, very profane, and very involved in the issues. He tends to kiss the asses of the celebrities on his show, but he's young. He hasn't gotten to the point where he can be like Howard Stern or Imus and just abuse everybody. He's working his way up, and certainly working his way up he is. He's wonderful to listen to, and you should go to LeeCamp.net and catch on to him. First day of summer here in New York City, and it's going to be about 100 degrees today. That's hot, very hot. But you global warming skeptics, don't you worry, it's normal. It's normal. We have nothing to do with it. We have had nothing to do with this. Somebody told me the other day that new air conditioners, while they no longer spew the fluorocarbons that destroy the ozone level, are adding tremendously to the heat layer blanket that human beings are making. Did I see something the other day that said that if every roof was painted white, we would not throw like 20 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere? I suppose it means reflecting the sun off, not having to air condition all of our houses around here so much. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I think first of all, before I go, I'll talk about it later, but I'm thinking about photoelectric cell windows. I'll just discuss that next. Hi, it's June 21st, 2012. We're here in New York City. It's about 9:30 a.m. and the temperature is already about 90 degrees. It's full-blown August weather here on June 21st. It's very hot. And while we know that no particular run of hot weather is proof of global warming, and that's true. I mean, weather gets hot, but we're having so much hot weather these days that one gets suspicious of the trend. And as most scientists seem to say, that the weather is getting much hotter because of all the crap we humans are spewing into the atmosphere. And while conservative and religious folks say, no, that's not it. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. That humans have nothing to do with it. I mean, why wouldn't all the carbon dioxide, automobile emissions, energy plant emissions, coal burning emissions. Why wouldn't it have some effect on the atmosphere? Are we trying to say, I mean, smog, we all know what smog was. Smog was, and I've seen it from airplanes, smog was, and is, the exhaust from automobiles and exhaust from plants, and not plants, but manufacturing, energy, things that spew smoke into the sky. And yet, I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world. If you have no point of view on it, or no prejudice, or no preconceived notion, or bias, let's put it, I'm talking about bias, like people who might lose their income, might lose their jobs, which is a big deal, and I don't blame them for fighting it. I mean, sure, go find a job in another industry. Meanwhile, your kids can't go to school, and you can't pay your mortgage, and you have to move out and become homeless for a few years while you find another job in some other area. I mean, that's important stuff. And you would think that the energy-related companies would try to make a transfer over to another form of business where they can make money, but companies are not nimble enough to do that. Very few. I saw an article this morning. There's a new yogurt which has been around for a while, a Greek yogurt. I forget the name of it. It starts with a CH, I believe. Starts with a CH. And the man who started it bought a yogurt company and then started straining regular yogurt to make it thicker and richer. And now he's making millions. He had a nice idea. He just made a little tweak, or possibly a big tweak, on regular yogurt, and now he's like the king of the yogurt world. He's selling so much of it. It's good stuff. It's the Greek yogurt. You know, it comes in the white container. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. I will print it here on my eye right here. Look. Can you see it? I don't know what it is, but I'm holding still so I can put the name in later. Okay. Good. He made a little adjustment in his company, and now he's made a lot of money. Well, I would think that Exxon, which is probably the biggest company in the world, isn't it, would start developing an alternative energy sources to make a big run in that business. But that takes a lot of money, a couple billion. They have so much money, I can't imagine why they wouldn't do it. To start an alternative energy source company, you know all the energy sources, the sun, the wind, the waves, geothermal heating, all that stuff. Although geothermal heating where you drill down into the earth is supposed to be causing earthquakes. We don't want that. Anyway, so that's the story. No, it's not the story. The fact is that the weather's getting hotter. Nobody wants to change their way of doing business. And so they want to fight and just keep pumping that fuel up. And they let other people deal with it. Let cars become more efficient or something. So we're trying to make our cars more efficient, and we're going about it slowly. And I'll tell you this. I happen to own a house in western New Jersey. A very small, beautiful, humble, old house in western New Jersey. I think before my grandchildren are grown up, it will be beachfront property. And it's now in a rather hilly, mountainous area. So it will be worth the investment. Hope the kids don't sell it off. It's not exactly very convenient, but it's a good place to go and work, and relax, and see the world. Anyway, that's my story for the day, June 21st, 2012.